believe there is one thing that is the killer of all relationships. And once it shows up, it almost never allows the relationship to be salvaged. It's not money, it's not cheating, it's not in-laws, it's far worse. So I'm going to invite you to listen with your ears and not with your triggers, because whether you know it or not, you've probably done this, you've probably had it done to you, and you probably don't even realize it. The killer is contempt. Even though I do have a PhD and my own opinions, this isn't just my perspective. This comes straight out of the longest running study on couples relationships from the Gottman Institute. And the research is clear. Contempt is the single strongest predictor of divorce. I call contempt corrosive because just like rust on metal, it doesn't take the structure down in one day. It doesn't make a big scene at first. It quietly eats away, comment by comment, sigh by sigh, eye roll by eye roll, until the holes are too big to repair. Contempt doesn't just kill love, it erodes trust, it erodes safety, it erodes respect. And one day you wake up realizing that the bond has been eaten through, not by one big explosion, but by thousands of tiny little cuts you didn't even think mattered. And here's how it hides. Contempt isn't always obvious. It's not just screaming or name calling. Most of the time, it hides in casual comments that carry the message, I'm better than you. Listen to these 10 phrases and see if you recognize them. Wow, you'd do that? Must be nice to have that free time. You're just like your mother or father. Guess I'll do it myself again. You never do anything right. How could anyone think that's a good idea? Figured you messed that up. Do you ever listen? That's why I can't rely on you. You always make things harder than they have to be. On the surface, this may sound like sarcasm or frustration or just venting, but underneath, they're corrosive. And over time, they chip away at connection, the same way rust weakens steel, until what once felt unshakable can no longer hold. So honestly,
I would like to go upstairs.
I would like to sit on the couch and do absolutely nothing.
How can you just reject it so easily?
I am so exhausted.
I get that, and I want to make space for it, but I have felt so rejected lately. It's been a few months of me initiating and hearing that you are too tired.
I don't know what to say. I can't force that.
I don't want to force anything. That's the last thing that I want. So when is a better time to bring up this conversation? Because it seems like when I bring it up, it's usually not a good time.
You're right. I've avoided the conversation, and now's as good a time as any, so I want to know more. Why is physical connection so important to you?
So many reasons. I love being close to you, and I love feeling like we have this special thing that's between just us, and the physical piece of it enhances the emotional piece for me. Why isn't it as important for you?
It's not that it's not important to me, it's just that it's not my highest priority. And when I get tired, that becomes something that I'm not thinking about.
I think that's the root of it for me, is that it feels like either way we're prioritizing your needs and desires in the moment, and I think that just feels a little bit lonely right now.
I get that. It makes sense. I could put a lot more effort into our physical connection, and there are a lot of ways to do that, so I'll try and prioritize that.
It would mean so much to me if you created intentional space and time for us to be able to have those physical moments. And it does not have to lead to anything more, but even just that would help me feel like you're meeting me in the middle, and it's working for both of us and not just you.
That makes sense. Thanks for bringing it up. I want our physical connection to be something that works for both of us in our relationship.
Me too. I love you.
I love you.
Hello, good evening. Welcome to Unspoken, the podcast, and my name is Zadok Adelaye. This week we'll be discussing the topic complacency in marriage and relationships. Yeah, from the clip we've watched, people do feel, you get to that point where you get too comfortable and you feel, well, yeah, we're together, we're an item. Do I need to exert more effort? Do I need to put more into it? Yeah, this person should understand I'm tired, I'm not usually this way. But like the first video said, it starts and then you just think it's just those little things. But those little things are what leads to the downfall of most relationships. And as usual, I don't come alone, I come with the crew, and we'll be exploring this and we'll share our thoughts with you. Yes, sir?
My name is Ndoka Chukwuma. Thank you for bringing me on once again.
Welcome, sir.
My name is Sejiri Joanna Tialubi, and I'm happy to be here.
Welcome.
My name is Ifeanyi Ejo. I'm hoping to have fun here.
Good to have you. Yes, sir. What's your thoughts about the videos so far?
I think, especially the first one, powerful, both of them. And there are little things that we don't we trivialize that actually causes big problem. You know, well, I would say that generally men will go complacent after marriage, as we usually say. There's no need for campaigning after you've won the election, you know. But women also, you know, like their own will come a bit much later when children began to, you know. But I would say that we should be intentional, we should be observant, we shouldn't take things for granted, you know. We should try to intentionally look for a way to keep the fun, you know. Personally, I don't think I was a very romantic person when I got married. Maybe it's the main thing. After the wedding, there's no need. So my wife would be complaining then. She would say, "Toba loko ni wen," that I will go out, I wouldn't even call, check on her, and you know. And I tried to do something. I don't know why I couldn't. I will even program it for my, you know. And at the same time, if it comes up and I'm busy, I will say, okay, I will call later. Eventually, I will forget. So, but I had to work hard on myself to make sure at least every afternoon I will give a call, things like that. And know one or two things she loves. She used to like suya. So I will try to get, you know, make it. You know.
So you took your time to be deliberate about it?
Yes, yes. I think that is the key. You know, if you try to say, well, look, you know, men, well, I think another major issue is that we speak different love language. If you take care of your woman, provide things as in, you know, the money, you think that is all there is, which is not. There is very much, you know, other things you should do. So when you say, okay, maybe you
pay the
school fees,
I pay the rent.
You know. So I mean, we should, you know, also understand that our love languages differ. So,
okay,
yeah.
So for you now, how would you handle complacency? You begin to notice the signs, and you really care about this person. How do you handle it without you feeling like you're complaining or you're nagging?
I think, like, you know, the first video, the man talked about contempt. And I think it comes from resentment. You know, when you tell your partner that, oh, you didn't check up on me today, what happened? Didn't you realize that I was busy? Or are you blind? Are you foolish? You know, such comment would put you off, that when you have emotional need, you may not be able to like reach out to him to tell him that, oh, I need you to like, you know, be there for me. Okay. So, and over time, because you may not like confrontation and conflict, you may not bring it up again, so that you're not tagged as someone who nags. Exactly, nag and all of that.
You're gradually getting blocked.
Exactly. And you see, you begin to detach emotionally, and before you know it, resentment, you begin to resent him. He wants to touch you, you're like, just do and go. You're not, you know, you're not in that emotional state where you need to reciprocate. You understand, where the intimacy comes naturally, flows naturally from a place of, oh, I love, this is the person I love, because he's not seeing you, okay, and you are not feeling seen, okay. So, and from there,
is there a difference between being seen and feeling like you're seen?
yes, like he said, you know, we have different love languages. For men, most times, not all men, okay, but for a good number of men, their love language is acts of service. Do you understand? When they provide for you, you're not feeling too well, they send you money, they believe they've been there, they've done that, but sometimes that's why I said not all men. But sometimes you could just check up. Hello, had your drugs? Have you taken your drugs? You know, that care goes a long way. We like the money. I like the money, right? And I know I'm speaking for my fellow women. But in addition to the money, I also like this extra, you know, attention. And we like it, you know. So especially the modern women, okay, they seem to like it. I think they give, and so they also want to receive.
You have to reciprocate.
Yes, they want it to. So it's natural to women to give, you know, they nurture.
Okay, so what if your love language is loud and you're with somebody who is quiet? But your love language is loud.
You see this thing I'm going to say now, I think it's just recently I just came to that conclusion. I think it's a scam when we hear opposites attract. I think it's one of the biggest scams ever. Okay. Because that is the reason why we've had lots of conflicts in marriages and relationships. If I'm a Christian, so I'll always make reference to the Bible. In the Bible we say, can two work together except they be agreed? And then somebody somewhere is saying opposites agreed based on one scientific, our human science. If there is no alignment in relationship, if you are a loud person, and your partner is not a loud person, if he or she is not willing to accommodate that loudness, it's going to be a source of conflict.
Actually,
if they're not willing to...
I'm sorry to kind of contradict. I mean,
please go ahead,
you know,
go ahead.
The opposite attract is not just something they said out of research, and, you know, you will see that opposite will always attract. So the good girls like the bad boys. But the point is that when they now get together, the point of attraction will not become the point of conflict. What attracted them will always, you know, an extrovert will be attracted to an introvert. Okay? But I would say that we should grow. That's why we have to grow. A program like this should educate people. I should know that, okay, this is who I am. I'm a man. My woman is a woman. And she doesn't understand my language. I must learn her language. So we should grow. I shouldn't expect, you know, things to just happen. All the marriages we see that, you know, they worked at it. They invested. They grew. Do you know what? We read books, okay? You know, but you discover that many people never read anything on marriage before they got married. And they don't even, I mean, how do you now want to succeed when you've not read anything?
That is why we see successful people failing at their marriages. Yes. And you wonder, where is this? You know,
think of this. Solomon, the wisest man. But what people fail to understand is that his wisdom is in the area of leadership. He asked for wisdom to lead. So that is why he was a failure in relationships.
But he wrote songs of Solomon, right?
Yes.
Yes.
You know, I mean, it takes a stupid man to marry 1,000 wives. Abi?
No, that's relative.
So,
that's what you think.
No. How could you say you are wise? And what do you want to do with a 1,000 wives?
How many times will you have to go at them?
It will take him virtually 3 years if he will spend a day with a wife. You know, so what am I saying now?
He died younger.
He died younger than his father. He died younger than, and he died, you know. But what I'm trying to say is that you know, we should grow. We should read about relationship, about marriage, so that we don't just mess up. You know, most people that broke up, it's not that they are devils. They are good people, but they just couldn't understand each other. Why? And you will see that sometimes those that divorced will get married and they will do well in their, you know, the next. So we have to grow. We have to know what it takes. Like I said about myself, I had to tell myself what this woman is saying. She has a point. You know, when we were dating, I can construct, I can write, I can send text, you know. But I now asked myself, when last did you send her a text? I mean, I was asking myself questions, you know. I can compose poem and you know, but when last did you? I said, it's true.
So you're a Solomon, you're making
my brother.
My brother. There's one point he made, that growth.
Growth, yeah.
You know, growth entails mistakes, right?
Yeah.
You make up mistakes, the basic thing still remains understanding. The key thing, understanding. Because at times after the mistake, some people they don't even wait to learn from the mistake. Another
They
mistake.
jump into the next one.
Yeah.
All right, so
another mistake.
okay, now for you, Ifeanyi, so how long would you take to stomach the contents, the attitudes you've mentioned it subtly because you don't want it to be like, oh, I'm trying to control her, I'm trying to tell her. But the thing is, there are ways you want to be treated. There are ways you want to be pampered, you want to be loved. And you think you are doing the right thing for her. But she is not reciprocating the way you are this kind of person that let's say you're this kind of person that you like PDA, you're this kind of person you just want to snuggle and cuddle, and then she's that kind of person that once you just get that, please maintain your lane, maintain my lane, and then you are, most times you are now having to grab a pillow. When you were single, you thought, oh, by the time I'm married, like, oh, we'll just snuggle, we'll cuddle, spooning, date nights, matching pajamas. Now you are now doing, she's wearing a Jew papa with wrapper, you two, you are wearing whatever it is.
Before it gets to that stage, there's that relationship stage.
Yes, but in relationships, at that point of relationships, see, the thing is that until the real deal, most times everybody has good behavior. Everybody is well behaved. Like he said, you campaign, with one campaign. During campaign, you know how many men that during campaign, all their rooms will be clean. You come, the toilet is sparkling clean, and it is after the whole marriage scene. It's called that once he walks through that door, he has shoe there, boxers there, singlet here, shirt. You start picking after him like you are his mother.
In everything, the communication is still, if you don't like a certain way you're being treated, or how she's responding to how you're treating her, right? I think it's better. It's easier said though, but I don't know. It's easier said because in marriage is a different ball game. So it's better you just ask, tell her, just speak up. Wherever you guys can meet, at least one can give way to the other. Like what I mean, like sacrifice.
For how long would you do that before contempt creeps in? Because that's the thing with sacrifice. You sacrifice. And you sacrifice,
once it becomes
and you
one-sided.
sacrifice, and then it becomes...
I think I also say that if I am not getting it means maybe I've not put in the best.
Effort. Okay? Yeah, that's
what I mean. What if it is
that's
not
communication.
Maybe like you said, I wanted to be treated some type of way, and she is not. So I will have to look for a way. That is why we have counseling professionals, those who are. So we have to go for counseling. But I also want to say that, I want to say this, when you are dating, there are certain things you may not know, okay? And it is important you also ask, okay? For instance, I know that there are people who don't, who doesn't believe in oral sex, that is a sin, and there are those who sees it as okay. So while you are dating, you have to talk about all those. Or else, when you get into the marriage and you expect that, you won't get it. And it will begin to cause problems. So I'm coming.
Okay.
Now, and you also know that there are people who can't do certain things. Okay, for instance, I've gotten some experience. At a point, after we got married, my wife wouldn't want me to kiss her. I thought maybe she's not more in love with me, And my mommy, one day I just somehow threw the question. She said, "Oh, no, me, no, the kiss. No, I don't." I said, "Eh. So what do you do if daddy comes?" I said, "I would give her my chico." It's disgusting. How can you put your mouth inside my mouth? And I said, oh, maybe she was even doing that just to satisfy me. At a point, her real normal self now came back. So now, I wouldn't, okay, will I now fight her, because, no, I should still keep loving, okay? This
thing you're saying is not that easy eventually.
It's not that like easy. That. The thing is this now, you mentioned something.
Yeah.
Now, Okay, maybe because we are of a particular religion, and I don't want to.
I don't think it is a thing of religion. I think it is a thing of his person.
No, I think where I'm coming from is a different. He mentioned something. Yeah. Now, my perspective now, they see.
He mentioned
wait.
Which one are you referring
Somebody
to?
sees me now. No, somebody sees me as a brother. Yeah. That this person is a brother, and I say, Auntie, please. Do you know how to handle the microphone? Do you touch microphone?
What's microphone?
And then somebody looks at me and
Please help me ask him, what is microphone?
They begin to look at me like,
I'm lost. I'm lost. What microphone? Let's be clear. Let's know what
about it. And then somebody then tells me,
you know what microphone?
I don't, please. I need.
And then somebody begins to ask me that question. The issue is,
I'm coming. I will get to that.
We'll get to that.
And then somebody says, oh. But I thought you are a person of God. Why are you this carnal-minded? What have you been watching? What is in your head? Why would you even think of such? Because of that, some people might not really be able to come out.
Oh, it's in the Bible now, Song of Solomon. But I should...
No, hold on. When we talk about the Bible now, we interpret the Bible the way we understand it. For instance, there are ministries that they don't make up while some do. Okay? So that is why we must talk during dating.
But the essence of the relationship is supposed to be to get all these things away, to understand this.
Right?
Yeah, the essence of that
during the courtship, that's when, if you think that what I need may not be given to me, you mention it.
Exactly.
Okay? As a matter of fact, even kissing is oral sex. Satisfying someone orally, okay? So what I want to say is that you have to be plain, throw things on the table and talk about it.
But you said something, which I don't want us to skip.
Okay, what's that?
He said many things, but
I believe you.
But you see this one where there are sometimes that, like you said, opposites attract.
Sure.
I understand that very well, right? In fact, I'm even weary of it now. Opposites attract, but sometimes they know that who this person is. I may not really be able to keep up with this person. Yeah. But because of that initial attraction, they are unable to think beyond that. You understand? The example he gave now, the person may not really have liked, kissing, but due to the attraction at the early stage, gave in. And now the person is no longer giving in. This is where resentment. That's why I'm saying it is this person. He's been able to adapt. I was going to come to that again. Yeah. Adapting to it is one of the keys to growth. Can you adapt to not getting what you want to get without resenting your partner?
Okay, you know what? Okay, we will expand on this.
For how long? That is why content comes in. Let's. I'm not even done, no. I'm not done, no.
Okay. Yes, hits the nail. So we'll go on the break.
I know. Let's go and come back.
We should go.
Let's go and come back.
Let's go on that break. We'll continue exploring.
I've seen some couples that have made a practice they called a walk and talk, where once a week they would just go for a walk. The walk had an agenda, and the agenda was, I want you to tell me 3 things I did this week that made you feel loved, and I want you to tell me like 1 or 2 things that I could have done better, or I could have done different, or that made you feel unloved or unseen. They were in the middle of divorce proceedings. They ended up calling off the divorce. More than 10 years later, they're still married. There's value to that because I think that it's about having a disciplined habit of like making time for that very specific kind of connection and for that non-defensive feedback. It becomes this, hey, this is our practice. Like this is a thing that we do. I think that's a very low percentage move in terms of it doesn't cost much to do that. And I think if you can't come up with 3 things your spouse did this week that made you feel loved, that's a problem in and of itself.
If you're in an intimate relationship with any human, this is the one rule. If at any time they think anything or anyone is more important to them, a job, girlfriends, work, sports, business, money, anything, that relationship is going to suffer massively. Your biggest piece is to love your child completely, but if you don't put your husband and yourself together first, then you'll just be another casualty of a culture that's adopted something that they think is loving and is actually destructive. Because when kids see parents that don't have love, it doesn't make them more certain and more secure and more significant, it makes them less. At some level they go, did I create this? And at some level, they've become responsible to try to make you.
Welcome back. So yeah, TJ, yes, hit the nail on the head.
Okay, so he said something the other time that he had the person involved loved kissing during courtship, and then after marriage, person seemed to withdraw. If you are in that situation, our tolerance level differ. It may be something I cannot cope with. Why did you do it during dating and now you're no longer doing it in marriage and you're now telling me you cannot do it? Okay? Yeah. So at that particular time, it may be something that I cannot do without. I may not want to be the bigger person in that regard.
But what?
So what do we do? And the other person is saying, no, I cannot do it.
What if because you love them as a whole and then it is very important to you, but like, okay, apart from this, are there other things this person does right? And
you don't get what I'm saying.
Okay, I'm coming.
But you don't. This one, you don't want.
Can I respond to that?
I don't want to be
a non-negotiable for you.
I want to say something. We must also know that we can't help who we fall in love with. Don't take that fact.
I want to feel that you're speaking from your own side. That maybe you are strong in that aspect.
You are not choose your person.
So you choose not to.
You have a very loving personality. Not everybody can have that tolerance level.
So you don't want to be the bigger person like this. As long as you do it in that courtship, we'll do it in this marriage.
We grow as humans, right?
Okay. Probably because I'm speaking as a Christian. Why am I saying so? If you're a Christian and you read your Bible, you will discover that the fruit of the Holy Spirit is what? One of the fruits is self-control, discipline, and all that. And you also know that marriage is not about
But the other person has the opportunity to be selfish at my expense. While me, I'm tolerant.
No, I'm coming. Marriage is not about you.
Yes.
It's about the other person.
You're saying marriage, it must work. That's your own. That it must, since it must work, that means
we're not saying the marriage will not work.
We are saying
that one person should not be the giver.
Yeah.
And the other person just sitting down and receive. The other person will now give laws.
Okay. Can I ask a question?
I don't give.
Can I ask a question?
Yes, please go ahead.
Now, if sexual love is your main, okay, and then eventually there's an accident after the marriage, a year or two down the line, and the person cannot perform, what do?
There is an accident.
Yes, I'm just trying to bring in the fact that
there's a force majeure might happen.
Anything can happen.
That's a different.
Okay.
What do your math?
Like I said, okay, for instance, that I love kissing. After we got married, I was enjoying it. Then along the line, I wasn't getting it. Now, I should know that it's not just all about kissing. I'm speaking from the Christian perspective.
You want to ask question?
Please ask question.
So, where are you getting this case? Are you getting some?
I was about to say that this is one of the reasons.
Somewhere else.
No, I'm telling you, I said that is my own personal case. Now, that's what I said.
How are you handling this kissing situation now?
I had to.
Because you say you like kissing, right?
Yes.
So how are you getting the kisses now? How are you handling
No, since I'm no more getting. Since she can't. It's not her. Okay, you didn't understand my story. I said when I asked my mommy, I said, "What about this?" She said, "No, it's this guy. I can't put my mouth in my mouth. It's this guy." I said, So what do you do if daddy comes? I'll just turn my cheek. I said,
So you know
so that was when I got to understand that there are some people that don't just, like it.
No, sir.
So I begin to understand. It's all about marriage. Somebody said in marriage, you don't seek to be understood. You have to understand your partner. That is the key to making marriage work.
When you understand your partner, your partner should understand you.
Yes.
It is not a one. That's what I'm saying. It is not a one-way thing where you only understand your partner.
Kiss, at least your partner should understand.
Do you know that?
Can I bring something up? So if your partner wants if your partner wants to be cuddled and you don't like cuddling, what will happen?
Good. Now, let me say something.
Since you refuse to kiss me now, me say I don't want cuddle.
Okay, there is something.
You say no.
No, there is
most guys.
You won't say no, sir. I know.
What?
I love to be kissed, and you don't want to kiss me.
Okay.
And then you want to cuddle, and I tell you, myself, I don't like cuddling. Cuddling is for cats. I don't want to cuddle.
Okay.
So what will happen now?
You have to find a middle ground. You
that you not find middle ground to kiss me.
Okay,
I should come and find middle ground to hold you. I don't want to hold you.
But it's hard. It's difficult to see a man that doesn't like to be cuddled, doesn't love cuddling. So I don't think.
No, I don't want to be cuddled. I just want to be on my own. I want to hold my pillow. I would rather hold my pillow instead.
Do men really cuddle? But that one is a discussion for another day.
Do you know what? I have my own a label, or how do you say it in Yoruba?
You also have
something I can give,
and that she's able to accommodate.
Yes, she's good.
Okay, so that means you find a middle ground.
Yes, I'm not perfect. There are certain.
Yes, what we are saying, Pastor. Exactly.
So,
but there are times that for one partner, that thing the other partner is withholding might be non-negotiable.
Yeah.
You understand? In that situation, there should be a compromise. Nobody should sit on the aisles and say, I can, except it is outright sin. I watched one Instagram video of this guy, a content creator. They used to write to him and all of that.
So he's a funny guy, child. Yeah, he does the whole thing.
That the father and the son wanted to do a threesome
with the wife.
The fiancé, not the
wife.
No,
is it the fiancé? Okay,
the fiancé. And the fiancé told the mother, and the mother said, we did not have this conversation. I'm like, what in the world of enabling is this? How can you hear that your husband and your son
want to do his fiancé?
You know, in that situation, stand your ground, block their papa. If I drag them to hell, like Jigge, I will not even hide them. I'll put their name and their son name outside there so that other girls would see and run away. Jigge, I'll put it on Twitter. Unsponsored post.
Disclamation.
Do you get in that situation? You can stand your ground and say no, but not on normal intimacy in a relationship. You can learn. Now, one of the challenges with men, I hope they begin to change this. When they're in their prime and they're dating and courting, they date based on their preference, what they like. Do you understand? Oh, I like this person. She's exposed. I want to date. But when they want to marry, they go for the conservative women. And there is this challenge with conservative women. Most times, their orientation towards intimacy is not the same with you that you have seen different shapes. Your experience is more than 10-page foolscap, and you are coming in with someone who probably maybe has not even had any experience at all. You understand? There's going to be friction if care is not taken. Okay? So in that kind of situation, if the lady stands her ground, if she's conservative, she may likely stand her ground till eternity. Like he said, the man may end up getting it outside.
Right, Ifan, you give us your thoughts on that. Let's go for a quick break, but you will give us your thoughts on that.
If you were to give me one piece of advice to prevent me and my partner ever ending up in your consultation room, what would it be?
Pay attention. Just pay attention. Right now you're paying attention. She's important to you. You're important to her. You're interested and you're interesting. I would say pay attention. And pay attention to three things: the you, the me, and the we. Because those are three different things. You be you, because you're who she fell in love with. And don't let you go too far from shore. Like, you be you. Don't let anything in the world, don't let her, don't let the we, don't let any of it stop you from being you, because you're who she fell in love with. And the she, right? Who she is. Remember who she is. Let her be her. Make sure that she takes time to be her. Make sure you give space for her to be her, because that's who you fell in love with. And let that person change, just like you might change sometimes from time to time. And if things change too much, I'm not saying resist it, but note it. Pay attention. And then the we. Pay attention to the we. There's a reason why you found the we. Like, you can be you all by yourself, and she can be her all by herself. But there's value in being we.
No one wants to be in a relationship where their partner is just waiting for them to change for the relationship to really start, right? You want to feel like your relationship is your home, not the future home you're going to have if you change.
Yeah.
There's a certain level of acceptance that has to happen. Of course, we want to change and get better and grow with each other, but you can't really be in a conditional relationship. I'm going to love you when you change. I'm going to be generous with you when you change. That's not the real thing.
That is what people want.
that's not gonna work.
Welcome back. So, Ifeanyi, now let's go this way. So if you're not getting it in, should you outsource? But you love this person. Should outsourcing be because? And don't forget, outsourcing is against the law, and is also not morally
Outsourcing
right.
what?
Whatever you are not getting inside.
See, basically, I would say
Because you asked him the question.
Yeah.
If he's not getting it, then where is he getting it from?
Some women, right? They need to shift ground on certain things, especially what I love as a man in a relationship, right? The PDAs, the kissing, and all that. But if you constantly keep denying me of these things, even after I've told you, or you know that these are the things I love, inevitably, I might be pushed. It might not even be knowingly, it might just be unconsciously. I might be pushed to, probably there's somebody outside or just gisting, condition. There's nothing attached to it, and then eventually it grows, right? It gets from one stage, it becomes.
Should you be giving
Ordinarily,
attention?
No. See, as far as marriage, ordinarily you're meant to work on your marriage and make sure it. But then, there are certain things that are non-negotiable for me, especially when it comes to that intimacy.
Okay, but if the non-negotiables, if you were in a relationship now, you would call it off?
Yeah, of course. If I was in a relationship myself, I'll call it off.
Okay, but now these things did not.
But it doesn't happen. It doesn't happen that way easily.
Now these red flags did not, or these so-called flags now, because it depends on who is asking. They didn't come up during the relationship phase. Now you've been joined together, and then it comes up. So what next?
See, I won't conclusively say I would call it off, because in that relationship, we'll still try to make it. So, we'll still try to get to that point.
But this person is sticking to their guns like, oh, dude, sorry, I can't kiss you.
Then I'll call it off simply.
Yeah. I don't like kissing. I'm not
even going
and then you're even having to check yourself.
What if they pretend during the relationship?
What if they kiss you during the
relationship?
relationship?
Just to get married
to you, and then it doesn't happen afterwards?
That's when I tell you that you'll now be tempted to. Because if you keep meeting this thing at home, this is what you keep facing, this is what she keeps giving you, this is what you will be driven to do, you will.
But then you become a nagging man yourself now. Would you want to be a nagging man? You're meant to
nagging how? I'm not nagging.
Because you're asking and you already know.
I ask you 1, 2, 3 times and you're still giving me the same treatment. I'm saying fine. I say, okay, I got you, you're good. No, I understand you very well. I was okay, don't worry, you're fine, no problem. I won't ask you again. You're good. You don't like, fine.
But she tries to make it up to you in other ways.
How? Which other ways?
Other ways. She knows that you like. She knows that you like.
By doing prayer vigil.
She knows that you like good food, and then she doesn't deny you of all those good food.
Yeah, I will still have food. Food is food. I'm not, I will still have food, but if I'm going to have food, I should have the whole food. You understand? You just don't give me food and then you say, no, if I'm going to have food. Yeah, you don't deprive me of food,
But so you use food, but she just tells you that, okay, you know what? I will give you the main course, but I don't believe in the small chops. And you are asking for small chops.
Let's be straight. I don't know which one is small chops. And see, I'm not telling you
because what you call the main course maybe
might be my small chops.
What you call the small chops.
So give me the whole food. I want to eat food, eat everything.
I will say
the edibles and the humanibles and
I would say that it is important you discuss your deal breakers.
Exactly, and that's the relationship. The courtship aspect.
So you discuss it. But however, there are some of them that will still crop up. You have to prepare your mind. I'm speaking as a counselor.
No, this thing
as a pastor.
Those who pretend in courtship.
That's what I'm saying. That there are some people that when they see this is the man I want to be with, okay, and she will look at certain things and say, oh, I will change. I will give him this. And when you now enter into marriage, she discovered that she can give those things to you.
I think my kind of person, I will push out what you don't even know that exists in you. I will bring it out.
So
yeah,
so I say you never meet some people.
So TJ, you see, I told you.
I know about that lady that she didn't know that the guy she was dating actually had OCD, right?
Okay.
Now, and the guy's honest, he likes to mop his toilet clean. He will wash everyone. Until it's that time that will use that place and leave tire tracks. Do you know how annoying that is for somebody who has OCD? They just come like, who's the mad person that used it?
But she could have noticed it during the relationship stage. You know.
She just thought maybe he was getting somebody to clean up the place. She didn't know because he always, you know, for those who go through that, there are things, they know where they place everything. They don't want you to change your arrangement.
So they are matchstick. They know everything.
They know everything. Once somebody comes into that place, they'll tell you somebody has been here, somebody has touched this, somebody has done that. So they know they have everything all set. And then she's telling you, please, no, shoes should always wear. Once you come in, please, shoes should always be at the door. There are indoor shoes, please change your shoes. I'd be like, what is it? Is it not my house? Is it, you know, there are so what happens? Because whether you like it or not, it's a condition. They cannot change who they are. So what happens? Does that now mean you have separate homes or separate rooms? Or what's going to happen? Because whether you like it or not, this person will always tell you, no, the lights, I don't like these lights this way. I don't want this. The chairs must face this angle. The lights that are coming, the curtain must be put at this level. So what happens?
I've encountered this kind of situation before, you know. But then the wife knows every details about whatever the husband is likely to do or will be likely to do. So she's the one that tells that, you know, when we come into the house, she's the one that tells me, so and so person will prefer his food to be this way. So and so person prefers this, you put your shoe by this way. So I think they've been together for so long that, will I say so long, but they've known each other to the extent that the husband becomes predictable to the wife, and
let me reverse this to you. How would you feel now? You come in and your wife, your newly married wife, you just come in and you are coming into bed, you just take off your boxers, you just fling it on the lamp there. She's like, did they train you in the village or something? What's the meaning of all that? You're meant to take it off, you're meant to fold it. There's a basket.
You know, if I come back the next day, I will do the same thing. Yeah.
Why?
Because it's fun. It gives it that, you know, it's fun.
It's fun to trigger her.
You just be looking for the trouble, and from there you say, you safe, and from there you say,
I think this is particular to Anambra.
Do you get? From there you say, you know, when you throw it and she complains, she goes there to pick it up. You carry it down, you throw it there. You go there, then you now take off her own shirt and throw it there. You know, I don't know whether you understand what I'm saying. I don't understand.
You need to make me understand.
See what
I'm saying.
The one that he does not like too. Maybe he does not like pepper. Maybe he does not like pepper.
Then she will start giving you your food. Bam.
See wickedness. You know that part. No, not that one.
I know.
We're talking about this.
He speaks for that now, so that when you eat the pepper today, you will bring drama. Tomorrow you eat.
By the tomorrow they put it.
That one is not fun.
You will have more energy to bring your shirt.
That is not fun.
It's fun.
Man, there are ways that you trigger your wife. You do it intentionally, not because you want to cause problem but you know, sometimes she might be too uptight, but you just want her to loosen up. So you just look for trouble one way or the other.
Not for those.
You know, that kind of.
For those with that, you want to complicate things.
Yes.
You are about to complicate things because for those who even have it, their children walk on eggshells
around them.
So talk more of you, the spouse, that you should know better.
Yeah.
It's a big deal for them.
Yeah, but I think the spouse should know that.
OCD.
The spouse should know that then.
No, actually, you would not catch it easily. Because all you just say is, what you just say is that, man, this person is very clean. This person is so neat.
You know, it's OCD.
Yes, it's like an obsession.
It's an obsession. They want everything has to be inch perfect. If you put your phone like this, they'll tell you, like this way, like this. So what happens now? You're in that relationship, and then that way now you get to the other room now, and you're trying to, and she says, no, sorry. if we have to do it, she tells you, you come to the other, okay, you know, you want to be spontaneous around your wife. She's cooking in the kitchen and the children are around. Just you spank her. She's like, Alayafa. No. And then you will try to do things and say, please get to the bedroom. Go, you know, you're sweaty.
Yeah, but I think you should have known your partner.
You are cutting at that period. You might not have had that time.
Okay. Now, while you're cutting,
while you're cutting, you probably didn't experience that.
Okay.
Now you're married and you know you are spontaneous. You're this kind of person. You just feel like, nah, it's just me and you at home. I should be able to hold you and bend you anywhere in the house. And then somebody is telling you, no, not this time. Please, we'll continue. I'm even tired.
But you know, marriage is for the long run. So if you notice that, or if that happens, if it's something that you can adapt to, or you can
I'm asking this question because it's for the long run. How long is long enough for you to adapt, to shift, to compromise without being complacent?
Sometimes you already know that this is how she is. Do you understand? You know this is how she is, and then you decide to adjust to her own whatever. You decide to adjust. It becomes, over time, it becomes part of you and part of the relationship, and then it goes with that. It becomes normal.
That
it becomes
normal. To shift ground.
Yeah, it becomes normal.
There's a level to which you shift ground, and you're no longer happy in that relationship. Now it becomes monotonous. You are just in a relationship because you want to stay in that relationship.
Yeah, but only that one shouldn't be what should decide. You know, you being interested or just killing your vibes in the relationship. I don't think only that one should be a problem.
You want to be
because there are other.
I will tell you something. If you're a spontaneous person, and you end up with somebody that likes to have all their things.
And so how do you end up with that person now?
That's the thing. Opposite attracts.
Yeah.
And then you end up. You are a spontaneous person. You can just wake up and just say, "Babe, dress up. Let's go get something."
Maybe opposite and the opposite attract. Because we have to be intentional about love.
But like
because you have to.
But at that point, but like you said, at the point of love, at the point of courtship, everybody is campaigning, everybody is behaving well. It is when we enter office now. Yeah. We don't enter office. It's just the same as our politicians. They come to you now, 4 years. I will do this. I will do that. I will do this. By the time they enter now, some people promise us light, and they say, "We are here."
How long can you? I'm still trying to want.
Now, I want to say that marriage will always bring out the worst in us.
Yeah, sure.
Okay, sometimes you won't know that this is who you are, but like I will always say, I'm coming from the perspective of a pastor, and I'm telling you that you can't always get what you want, and you must be ready to shift grounds. Okay, think of it. Think of it. Jesus said, or the word of God said, that you should love your wife the way Jesus loved the church and gave his life. So, even when we are his enemies, he died for us.
But that's Jesus.
No. That's what he said he should do. That's what Jesus said he should do.
I should catch a grenade for her.
That's what Jesus said. That's what the Bible says. That the husband should love his wife the way he loved the church and died for the church.
Conversations I don't like having with pastors.
We are the main sinners.
Is it now? Because she didn't give me a particular thing, I will not. So that one has, yes, because she didn't kiss me.
That kiss is a deal breaker. But you know what? I think we are still not done with this topic. But I know there's still a lot we need to handle. But we need to go on now.
Yeah, he has to be on the hot seat. He has many questions.
We'll revisit this next time. It's been a wonderful evening. I hope you've enjoyed the discussion so far. Until we see you next time, have a wonderful evening.